Okay, hello everyone. My name's Sugi Yamagawa, and I'm just a regular guy VTubing my slow life hobbies in my 30s. And today, we're going to be making cider. Well, kind of. And the kind of part is, technically what we're making today is apple juice. We are making apple juice today. Because what I'm going to do is, so I have two big buckets of stuff. One big bucket has already been crushed. I have one bucket to be crushed because, hey, I want to show off this grinder I bought because, well, this costs a little bit of money and I just kind of want to show it off. So, we have grinder. We have big bucket of apples. We have press over there. But yeah, so this is going to be just kind of like, it's mostly an overview. So, traditionally, my experience with alcohol manufacturing on the homestead is with beer. Mostly with beer and a little bit with blackberry wine, because I've made that twice now. This is my first time trying to do a cider, and I'm having various thoughts about going the whole apple route that I have went today because, oh my goodness gracious, this has been a lot of work. And this is something I like. And this is a thing that is one of my complaints with some of the other types of media you'll see on YouTube is they don't really be like, hey man, this is gonna be like work. Like work. And I wish to be very honest about this. So here is one singular. This is a 7-gallon bucket. This is not a 5-gallon bucket. This is a 7. It's this many fingers of apples. These are quartered. These are quartered apples. So each apple gets cut 2 times. Gets cut in half, then it gets cut another time, and it creates 4 little pieces of apples. Try processing chickens by hand. Oh man, Mr. Spock. Thank you. Thank you sincerely, Mr. Spock, for reminding me that it's a good thing to not be a fan of chicken because, because the idea of defeathering a bird, even though I know there's like parts of the process that can make it easier for you, it's funny, like my mom, one of the stories from my mom's childhood that kind of stands out to me is her talking about processing chickens. Like the part where you take the bird and then you behead the bird and then you watch the corpse dance around the yard. And then it flops over and then you take what is now dead bird and then you take the dead bird and then you drop it in boiling water to, I presume, loosen things up, and then you pluck chickens. Well, you defeather it, and yeah, I really don't have any like desire to hand process chickens. But so my main thing like today is like going from beer to cider has been like the actual part of actually making the alcohol is going to be really easy, but the prep work to get to that is a lot of work. It takes me 15 to 20 minutes to pluck a chicken with arthritis. Hey man, good on you. Good on you. I've never plucked a chicken. And thankfully, I am not a fan of chicken meat, so I don't have to worry about having to deal with a chicken. Even though if I was more into eggs, I'd be really tempted to keep chickens. Because then chickens lay eggs, and then I have eggs for food and all that good stuff. But I'm not really into eggs enough to warrant keeping chickens. Because honestly, when I buy my eggs from the grocery store, I buy my eggs by the six count box. You use a dispatching cone, the chicken head goes in and pops out the bottom, makes it easy. Okay. Okay, so you actually have like dedicated tools for the process, which dedicated tools actually makes things very easy, which speaking of dedicated tools, I have this thing. So the journey of this thing to being where it is now is a very fun story. Because one, so I ordered this. This is my fruit crusher. I use a road safety code. Oh man, I love that. I love that. That's great. That is wonderful. Oh man, that is a whole other level than just grabbing a random chicken and just being like, butcher knife, done, and well, butcher knife head goes off, and then like what is presumably a corpse exudes the remnants of its life. But yeah, this thing coming into my possession has been a journey, because I actually ordered this and the fruit press at the same time from the Jungle website. The fruit press shipped pretty early, shipped at a reasonable time and all that stuff. This took 2 to 3 weeks later, and judging by the 2 to 3 weeks later, it had to come from the country in the east that makes lots of things. And then, for the first time in my life, Amazon delivers it not to my house, but to the neighbor's house. And I was deeply sad because, one, I needed this for a stream. Two, this is also like I think this is just shy of $130 of stuff. And so it got delivered. So it was supposed to come to my house on Wednesday, but it got delivered on Tuesday. And I was checking my emails on Wednesday morning because I typically check my emails in the morning. Also, by the way, if you want to like increase a little bit of sanity in your life, check your email only once a day. It does wonders for your mental health. But yeah, this got delivered to the neighbors on a Tuesday. And I looked at the front yard I looked at their deck and didn't see the package. So they took the package. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going to get this back. And also, I have a really, really, really low social stat, and these are actually new neighbors to me. So, like, they moved into this house probably less than a month ago. So, I wasn't super eager to interact with them. But hey, you know what? I'm a little disappointed with how long it took them to bring the package over to my house. But when I got home today from my running arounds, the box for this was sitting in my driveway. And it's like, okay. I was almost fully prepared to be like, okay, neighbors, I don't like you, but you've redeemed yourselves a fair bit. However, though, I also had to build this leading up to today's stream, I probably have spent like 3 hours just working on stuff. No previous stream has taken more levels of like prep work than this one. Your spouse is to take over an apple pie for the new neighbor. Oh, I have no spouse. I am a free man. I am 100% free man. I have no spouse because, well, One moment. There's very important reasons for that. Is that there? Wait. Oh, that's flipped around. Okay. And I'm also setting this off to the side because I don't want the thing I have to get dust on things. But this, oh wait. Oh gosh, this is gonna be hard to hold. It's hard to hold to like show you guys. That's okay. But yeah, this is a tiny little Makita circular saw that's battery operated. If I got married, I would no longer have a Makita budget, and that would make me very sad. Which is why I'm single. I am single to preserve the Makita budget. Because otherwise I would not have a Makita budget. But yeah, that's the story of getting this. And also, this thing takes a whole bunch of these like small screws, which were an absolute massive pain to install. So, that's why you marry. Oh, no. No. Marriage takes the money. You lose money when you marry. You don't gain money when you marry. Wait. I got 2 buckets of... Magical bucket number 3. Hello, magical bucket number 3. Okay. So, I think that's enough of early ramblings. We're going to transfer this. Now. Whew. There is some slight weakness to this, and that is partially the fact that it's very unbalanced. If she has all the no worries. Man. In this economy, I don't think there's like a whole lot of people who have a whole lot of the monies. Which also, if I am committing myself to a human being, I am not doing it for the money. I am solely doing it because I actually want the company in my life. Now, not to be a salesperson, but one of the things I was kind of particularly like looking at with this, which I guess I can go ahead and do this for you for now, is I wanted so you can get these style of crushers with a standard style handle, which is you basically have shaft and then you have your handle. This is a flywheel. And the cool thing with the flywheel is it does this. It holds inertia. It holds inertia really, really, really well. It has a... Now, this is also one of the downsides when you have this put over a bucket, is it makes it very unbalanced because of the weight. But the weight of the handle means when you put force into this, you're putting force into all this metal. And when you put force into all that metal, you have all that metal working for you when you're trying to crush your apples. Because this is your resistive force, whereas your handle is your input force. So, for those wondering why the flywheel style handle costs, I think the flywheel style of handle costs like $20 more, but like as a quality of life thing, $20, because this would not be this smooth. It would not be this smooth if it was any bit different. If it was just a standard style handle. Because with the standard style handle, you would just have this handle, the single shaft that connects the handle to the rod that then turns the gears, you would not have all this additional metal to provide that sweet, sweet inertia. Yeah. Inertia is your friend, and there's reasons why in some of the more old-timey designs of this style of equipment, because, like, I mean, this is a modern thing that you can buy from the Jungle website today. But some of the old style things have these flywheels for that reason. Because the flywheel holds inertia and keeps the grinders moving. Now, also, another thing with this is these... So the actual grindy bits, supposedly these were supposed to be made of nylon if you didn't buy the version of this that came with a stand. As you can see, which the thing I like about this, could you dispose of heavy bones with that rig? Honestly, I don't know, but considering I have actually machined aluminum teeth in here, maybe. I don't know. I don't really have to dispose of bones. So that's a little bit outside my realm of experience, but I do like how the stoppers, basically this, because like the frame, this part came out of the box like that. But I had to build the hopper. The hopper was not fun to build. As I said earlier, I spent 3 hours today prepping for the stream, which is kind of the reason why I'm being very yappy before actually doing like fun stuff, because, well, holy smokes, the levels of effort today took. 1 hour of that was spent on assembling this, and then the other 2 hours was quartering all my apples. A lot of work went into quartering these apples. Now, I think I'm reasonably tired of just doing the yaps. Oh. Let's crush fruit. Now, with a lot of mass on my handle, it makes it very easy to power through this fruit. Oh, actually, wait a second. Let me do myself a little bit of a favor here. I need to turn the bucket, because I'm getting a lot of extra noise because the flywheel's hitting the handle for the bucket. But it's also, once you get to the real end here, watching how these teeth grab the apples and pull them into the teeth is very satisfying. Ooh, there we go. And that is mushed apple. And we're going to be just like repeating this a lot. And by a lot, I mean every so often. It's like a mini metal shredder. Yeah. I mean, it's just a fruit crusher. It takes big pieces of fruit and makes them into little pieces of fruit, which is really important for the fruit press because whole apples are too resistive to be pressed, which is why I had to buy this. Because I couldn't, because even if I were to dice these apples into eighths, it would not, the fruit press would struggle. So with the shredder, well, actually, technically it's a crusher. With the crusher, it makes my life a lot easier. And then now we're getting towards the end. Which is kind of one of the... Ooh, yeah. You can kind of see it right there. It has like nice little arms that reach out and then grab it. And there they go. There they go. But I think I'm going to get quite a bit of use out of this. Even though I can definitely say I only have the patience for one batch of cider per year. Do you need to quarter them? Quartering them makes the life, it makes the job for the shredder easier. I actually saw that some people on the reviews for the shredder, they actually talked about getting the apples down to 1/8, which, as we get like this hopper batch taken care of, we'll talk a little bit about the importance. So, with the apples quartered, they're kind of like long and not round. Now, I did quarter and shred all my apples prior to this, so it's going to be a little... So I can't just toss around the apple and see how it plays, but as we get to the bottom of this, you can see how the uneven shape of the apple as it's quartered makes it easier for the shredder to grab it and pull it in. Versus I feel like if these were in their more rounder apple-y form, it would be harder for the shredder to for the little arms of the shredder to grab and pull the apple in. It'd be a little bit more challenging. They just bounce off when they're round. Yeah, I think that's probably what will be going on. They wouldn't get pulled into the crusher as easily. So when you quarter them, makes it a lot easier for the shredder to do its job, which is a big thing with cider making. Is there's a lot of process work involved. But back in ye olden days, you can't have fresh apple juice from the fridge because mankind didn't have fridges yet. You had to make your fruit a little bit alcoholic so the alcohol could preserve it. And then once the alcohol preserved it, then you could enjoy it later. And that's what historically justified what could be said in these modern days as a stupid amount of work. But, hey, I'm doing this for the funsies. Also, thanks to going down this journey, I was able to discover an apple orchard reasonably close to me, and, well, reasonably close to me by it's just an hour away. And, yeah, I was able to get fair amount of apples for like $30. Because I think I bought 2 bushels? 2? I know when I first bought the apples, I had roughly like 70 to 80 pounds of them, which for cider making you need 12 to 15 pounds of apples per gallon of cider you wish to have. And this here is the last of my apples. I'm going to let that somewhat naturally stop. And then flip the rest of my apples in. And then I'm going to take this and let it go. Whee! Okay. Not sure what's the best method for getting the last remaining bits of gooey apple goodness off this thing, other than just take a handy dandy metallic spoon and try to just do the best work I could. And just kind of get in there and fleck out the remainder of the apple-y goodness. Which, hey, you know what? For improvised, just trying this for funsies. I say we're making out pretty well. Spray a bit of water to rinse it out. Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be how I clean it. Oh gosh, this thing is irritating since it's heavy. Woo! But yeah, we have freshly crushed apples here. There's a little bit browned, and then we have our these I crushed shortly before stream, and they're looking very brown. So it's fruit press time. Well, we got other things to do. By other things to do, so this is the bucket I was just using, and I want to get all the seeds out. Because we're going to juice into this. There we go. Our bucket is now empty. And with that, it is prepped. And then I have little bits of apple in my hand. Those are little bits of enjoyable apple. So, I'm going to disengage my caster. And then this gets to get spun around time. And there we go. Ooh, wait, that's I have a height difference here that I don't like. That is far more acceptable. That is far more acceptable. Let's see here. I want to give you guys a little bit of a view. Feel like that's pretty reasonable. So with that, we can now start to load this bad boy up. Ugh. So we got a lot of stuff here. I'm really glad I bought a big press. Oh! Holy smokes. That acted way too much like a cohesive whole. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting that at all. Okay. Granted, I should have expected that, but oh well. Now, all my Apple stuff is going to get sanitized. So, I have no problem being very with everything that goes into the press. Granted, I did lose a fair amount of apple there. I lost a fair amount of apple there. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah. Whew. Okay. So we want to get a nice even level, and then grab our press plates. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, that's what we want. You can make cheese. I don't think I can make cheese with this. Granted, if I could make cheese with this, I would love to do so. Woo! Man, my shop is going to smell immensely like apples after this. Okay. And then I'm going to also just scoop a little bit of extra in here to fill it out, if you will. And then eat all the delicious appley goodness off my hands. Woo! Okay. So, we'll grab our press plates and put our press plates on. Now I also have blocks. Blocks. Add pectic enzyme now if you got. Okay, now, how go forth? I see you there. Now, I do have my handy dandy. So, I do have my potassium Campton tablets. I'm going to be adding that at the juice stage, and then I do have the good old pectic enzyme. I will add this, but I'm going to add this to my juice, not to this. Oh well, I'll recover that later. But yeah, I will be adding pectic enzyme to this, because if I don't add the pectic enzyme, well, so for those who don't know, pectic enzyme is the main thing that makes Jello. Alright, adding it to the pulp increases yield. Ah, okay. I can see that. There we go. Okay, cool. Because it does break down the peptic enzymes, which is one of the things that holds fruit together. Peptic enzyme being one of the things that the difference between various preserved fruit products, like jellies and jams, and the alcohol we're trying to make, is actually peptic enzyme. Because peptic enzyme is what makes Jello. So I've got all my blocks here. And we're going to just apply pressure with the hope of seeing a lot of juice come out. Ooh, there it is. There it is. The sweet, sweet, glorious. Well, gelatin makes jello. Yeah. There it is. The sweet, sweet, wonderful substance that I've spent way too much hard work on producing. And also, by the way, with these these style of fruit presses are very lightweight. I have roofing screws driven into this what is essentially one of my wooden workbenches to help hold this while I do my pressing. And I am seeing a fair bit of chunks in here, but that's fine. That's fine. Actually. Oh, wow. That was loud. That was unnecessary loud. I don't appreciate those comments, Allie, buddy. But yeah. This is the sweet, sweet glories of the press. Oh. Wait. Oh, yeah, I did not lock one of my things, so. Oh. Granted, I love how dark the color is. Now, granted, I am not optimistic for my yield, though. Because I reckon I'm halfway through this. And I don't even think I have a half gallon of fruit juice. But we'll see what we get as we continue to press. Now I have thrown, just give it lots of time. Yeah. I mean, that is one of the benefits of the style of handle I have. I can just plop it in, turn, plop it in, turn. Whoa. Oh. Stop. Woo. I am starting to see a fair amount of. Also. Oh, hey, Dad's old shop. How are you doing? We're pressing. Oh, that's a limiting factor. That is certainly a limiting factor. So my handle is starting to hit my rim. And the bad news is I'm all out of press blocks. Yeah. Yeah, my handle's hitting my rim. Okay. So, for this round, we're going to call it. Woo! Good catch there. Oh, no. Oh, don't worry, Haggleforth. Can't you just make fruit roll-ups with the leftover pulp? Oh, man. My gosh, Mr. Spock, you have some great ideas. Mr. Spock, you have some great ideas. So, what I'm going to do is once I reasonably disengage my press setup, is I'm going to add more pulp into the press setup. And then basically what we're going to do is Sleepy Saturday? Ah, okay. Now, granted, when I go for my final press, I might add... Because I do have some 4x4 blocks I can just throw into this, but as you can... Well, actually, you guys can't see. You guys can't see it. Ugh. Let me get this out here. But I've got a little bit of juice on the top, which that's all just going to get poured on top. And as we can see, we actually have a reasonably healthy amount of material on top. But yeah, if I actually wish to make an actual like good batch of cider, I definitely need to get a lot more yield. A lot. Like, we're talking on the order of 3 times, at least 3 times, because this is by no means enough. This is by no means enough cider. Well, enough yield to produce a good batch of cider. Now, if I need to add water and sugar to get up to where I want to be, by all means, I will add water and sugar to get up to where I want to be. Because what I want to do, mix the leftover pulp with brown sugar, cinnamon, and water into a paste in this. Ooh. Oh no. Mr. Spock here has some absolutely capital ideas. Okay. There we go. Oh! Woo! So, with that, take our plate. I'm going to take a half plate and just press that down. Because basically my game plan... Ooh. Okay. Okay. That is plenty. That is plenty. Block time. What variety are you using other... Okay, so I'm actually not using any Granny Smith. I'm actually using wine sap and Jonathan Apples. I'm really stoned. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Did you make those blocks? No, these blocks actually just came with the kit. I'm just a filthy... I'm using what came with my kit. Also, these blocks are made of beech. And beech is definitely something I wish to make a little bit more use out of. But, yeah. So, we got a fresh batch of pulp in there. No modifications, scandal. Well, we're probably going to have to use modifications as we get closer to the end. Woo! Woohoo! Fresh alcohol done. Oh, gosh, I gotta be easy with this. We're juicing out, man. We're juicing out. I should probably... Oh, yeah, because I see... Black. Like a stout, but IPA. Yeah, so... This is a black IPA. And what a black IPA is, it's basically an IPA, but with more of a malt backbone to it. So it's, you get a lot more of those sweet, sweet, wonderful malty notes. I actually really like this style of beer. It's, in my opinion, very full. %, right on. And then also, I want to be really easy about pressing this, just because I have been seeing some juice out. Granted, I have been wanting to see a lot more juice hit the container, but I don't even think... I might be at a gallon now, but I'm not quite there yet. In the spirit of today's stream, I'm also going to be having a caramel apple, which is a semi-sweet hard apple cider with cinnamon. Good old cinnamon. Woo! Okay. Crack that open. Cheers. Because of course I had to... Now that is a thing about the cider I'm really debating is to spice it. I really want to. But cider is like 6%. Let's see. So this one is a 5. It's a 5%. What's the most cursed thing you could threaten? Oh, Dad's old chop. Dad's old chop. You don't understand who you're speaking to. You have no idea who you're speaking to. You're speaking to the guy. If there's, like, tacos, get some taco juice for Oh, no, 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 sir, sir, sir. Oh. Oh, boy, oh, boy. We're not worried about taco juice here. We are certainly not worried about taco juice. Wow. That is getting wretchedly pressed. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. So, to address you, Dad's old shop, I need to, let's see. There it is. Okay. Where's my wiki? There we go. And do we have a description of the fruit taste? Because I need the description of the fruit taste. Because this is literally the most... Because when people ask me, like, what's the most cursed fruit? I have... There's a plant I know of. Ah, there we go. Okay. I mean lemons. Oh, lemons. That is... Oh... Okay, let's see. Do I want to just go with the Google result? Actually, not a bad idea. A lemon wine. That could be... Oh, gosh. Let's do berry. Okay, actually, wait a second. Nearson, shipwreck, they captured, yep. Oh, there we go. Greedily, the Quakers with the eating, nearly starved to death. That was not favorable. There we go. Wait, Sea Spare is what it... You could throw Skittles in there to get a giant Skittle. Oh. Okay, so. Wait, can I paste that? Oh, wait, minus 45. Wait, does that not let me send it? That will not let me send it. Oh, I'm going to have to break that up. Okay, so I'm going to have to break this up into a couple of chats. So, 1 second. So, that should be sufficient. Yep. The cursed things that just I know about. Okay, so not. Let's see. And then let's get the last part of the quote here. There's the last part of the quote. Oh, wait. You could... Pressing cactus pears would be good, though. Okay. This is... So, that description I posted was a description of the taste of the Saul palmetto berry, which is native mostly to parts of Florida and some parts of Georgia and some of the other Gulf states. It is the most terrible tasting fruit native to North America, which coincidentally you can buy at your local food place, probably in North America, as a supplement for prostate health. But yeah, the saw palmetto berry is like it's the thing you eat and deeply regret that you've eaten it. Oh my god. I would have to get my hands on a large... Okay, so here's the thing. I am nowhere near the location where saw palmettos grow. But also, I'm just posting a link if anyone wants to like learn more about the saw palmetto. Well, yeah, the natives liked them. Because the thing with the saw palmetto is that the berries are very high in fat. They like Palm Alert. Oh, God. Oh, dearie, I was not expecting to have this level of fun today. That was not Palm Alert. Oh. Oh my goodness gracious. That's funny. Now the real question comes down to okay, well actually I've never had Malort, but hey, you know what? A lot of people... Think of all the poor people who drank Malort just because of the most recent pope. There were a lot of victims in that decision. Let's see. I'm getting... Ooh, okay. So, I mean, his job is to make people see good. Well, Malort will do that. Woo! We're getting really pressy. We're pressing the absolute nonsense out of this. But I also wish to press the absolute nonsense out of this. There we go. Handle's hitting my rim. Whoa! I don't want to lose any of that good stuff, man. Also, I am really disappointed by the amount of liquid I got out of this. I was really expecting something. I was expecting a lot more, man. I think I'm gonna have to go to that hack. Ugh. Wait. Ah. There we go. That's free. Woo! 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 Man, I love screws. You get more from an auger juicer. So I actually have an auger juicer, but if I were to auger juice this much material, I'd probably be crying. I'd probably be crying a lot more than I am now, which... Well, at least you get my suffering. Because I have auger juice tomatoes for tomato juice, and like, it's a lot of work. It's a horrendous amount of work. Granted, we are getting a lot of out pressed apples just because of our resistance is very much increasing, which is fine, honestly. I'm okay with a little bit more resistance, other than I have to dig out my plates, which they're gonna get harder to do. Very much harder to do. Let's see here. Stick. Ugh. Oh my goodness gracious. These plates are just like seized. They are seized. Oh, holy smokes. Wrap the bag around the pulp and put the plates over. Ah. I see. So that way there's kind of a break between the plates and the pulp. I see the light of that decision, because that would actually keep the squeeze out from happening, which honestly isn't the worst thing in the world to deal with. It's just additional mess, as far as I'm concerned. It's just a little bit additional mess. Now, there we go. Woo! My fingers taste like applesauce, though, which is fun. Jiggle, 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 jiggle. Okay, there we go. That's reasonables. That's reasonables. I think I'm... like this pulp that's going to be left over, I'm going to want to just devour. Ugh. Now, I'm going to do a second pressing. Well, my goal is to keep adding material and just keep pressing that material in. Paul's begging to be put in the pie or cobbler. Oh man. But I've already done cobbler, man. I'm not a pie guy. I'm not good enough at math to be a pie guy. I know, dumb joke, but hey. VTuber. VTubers are allowed to make dumb jokes. I love crunch. Okay. Oh wait. Bag needs to go around that. There's infinite pies and oh man, we have a man. We have a man here who's got very strong opinions. I was hoping that would be half full. It's not. Now, if it comes down to the point where I just have to add water and sugar to get it up to volume, I'm totally going to do that. I am totally going to do that. Okay. Let's get some blocks going. Holy boy, look at this stack. Boy, oh boy. What a stack. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of juice out of the top. Lots of juice out of the top. And lots of chunkiness. Lots of dark chunkiness. Which, honestly, the dark chunkiness is probably going to serve me well. If I choose the water down route. If I choose to water this down, all that chunkiness is going to be additional apple flavor. And I do want to do something about this. Oh, yeah. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Oh, man, this thing's been, like, squirting. Something unreal. Ever since we started this pressing operation. Which is why I'm trying to be, like, really easy at this point. Like, press it, but also let it sit. I mean, granted, if someone told me something this dark was cider, I'd be like, bro, that's too dark. That's far, far, far too dark. So if I water this down, I'm sure there's still going to be plenty of apple flavor. Woo! But everything at the bottom is definitely going to be, like, very pressed. Very pressed. Which is good, because... Woo! Woo! Squares onto the... all that stuff. Granted, I was trying to think earlier. Was... my Pentagonzyme fell down there. Okay. So before I do my final, like, addition, I am thinking about throwing a little bit of Pentagonzyme in there. Just to kind of help get my little bit left out. Splash zone. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Everything's gonna... But yeah, that's my water bottle. Might not be good. It'll make the pulp softer. Well, if it makes the pulp softer, then that's technically a good thing. Granted, I do think the idea of just slowly bringing up the pressure is a good idea. Because as I slowly raise the pressure, I slowly get a consistent level of juice and I get no squirts. No youngsters, you know? Those squirts, those youngsters. Yeah, slowly, maybe invert it or mix it up and repress. Yeah. Ooh. I do like to mix it up and repress idea. But I'm still getting a pretty good flow. And I can also very much hear this. Granted, I think I'm going to literally end up at like half the amount of cider I wanted to have. But I am going to get a fair amount of cider out of this. I am determined on that. Now, granted, we are at this point, and earlier, the handle was hitting the top of our thing. So, we're doing really well in terms of tomatoes and the Arger is awful because they're too soft. Oh, sir. I have augured tomatoes for a great number of years. I concur with your statement, exceedingly so. Exceedingly so. Okay. Now, the resistance of this is really starting to pick up. So, granted, I definitely think we're starting to get some, like, very serious apple butter happening. But here's the thing. When I go to ferment this, I'm going to get a lot of... Man, what's the word I want? I'm going to get a lot of settling out. So you hurry up with the cider, I need it. We're losing this word, Voxel. Dad's old chop. I hate to break it to you, but cider's not a thing you rush. Alcohol making in general is not a thing you rush if you want good alcohol. Whew. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at all this goodness. We're... No, that will soothe my broken spirit. Well, you just need to get yourself that good old store-bought, you know? Just get yourself some good old store-bought apple cider. Also, by the way, if you actually wish to have this cider, West 6 does do deliveries. Like, they will ship alcohol to you, because one of the benefits, one of the things we got out of COVID is being able to have alcohol shipped to your address. Nonsense jailhouse hooch takes 15 days. Oh, man. This is what I like about being a VTuber who makes alcohol. These kind of conversations I get to have with people. We'll probably have 15 days before. That might work, Spock. Oh, wow. Wait. Whoa. I want to capture that. Well, I got it out of there. So it looked like a seed actually managed to make its way through. Oh, wow. So I am twisting my platform. Yep. I am twisting the platform. So, looks like it's going to be another couple of turns before we give this. Seeds are your flavor. No. These are apples. These are apples, man. Seeds are cyanide. I forget. Apple seeds either have cyanide or arsenic in them. Granted, I know what the chemical actually does, and then what the chemical actually does is it binds to hemoglobin in my bloodstream and doesn't let my blood pick up oxygen from my lungs. So if I get too much of the bad chemical, my blood can't do its job. Well, the red blood cells can't do their job. Arsenic, I think. Woohoo! Arsenic. Arsenic sounds right. I know it's either one of those two. Oh. Whew. But yeah, we're going to let this set. And then probably what I'm going to do is... Actually, you know what? I have an idea. I'm going to let this sit at this level of crush. I'm going to use the little homesteader's room. I'll be right back, and then we'll start for our next couple of final presses. So, chickens can't eat apple seeds. Okay. There we go. It's probably arsenic. But yeah, I'm back. And yes, Dad's Old Chop, you're right. It takes a lot of seeds to actually deal with the effects of the cyanide poisoning from apples. Oh wow, we actually did get a bit of a blowout on the back. But yeah, actually, if I'm just eating one apple, I will actually eat an apple core. And then be all like, hey, look, guys, I'm having my daily recommended dose of cyanide for the day. Are you guys getting all your vitamins and minerals? Because I am. Woo! Oh man, this stuff got very sticky. Knife! Help me! Leverage. There we go. Leverage! Sweet, sweet leverage. Then other side, hut. Whew. Wowee. It's times like these where I really admire the European technique, where they have great big grinding wheels. One time I fermented V8 in sugar to make curse for Loco. Oh, I couldn't tell if I was getting drunk or sobering up. Oh man, that's a good story right there. That is a good story right there. Oh, oh man, I love that. I really love that. Okay. So ideally we're doing our last press. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of pecticums on here. That kind of help break this stuff up. And hopefully that will help break up all the material in there. Now, we've been adding to this fruit press all the material. My goal is to get the remainder of this stuff into the press. We might be successful. Okay. Yeah. Whew. Gosh. This has hands down been the most messy alcohol making project I've ever done. Hands down, the messiest project. And I thought blackberry wine was bad. This is worse. Just because of the amount of prep time. Because I don't have to slice open blackberries. Also, I'm burning through. I'm using a lot of paper towels right now, man. And let's see. Not really getting a lot of boozy doodles out of this. Okay. Oh wait. I'm supposed to start folding this over. It didn't taste like mangoes, I can tell you that. Oh boy, what a story that is. Oh wait. Oh, there we go. So, actually managed to fit all of today's pressings into this. Kind of like a Bloody Mary. There you go. There you go. Oh, man. And honestly, I'm going to be very easy with this. And by easy, I'm just going to be hand cranking. No handle. No handle. There we go. Well, that's cider done. Let's see. What time is it? Would you look at that? It's 8 p.m. Time for a beer. Time for Castlewood Black IPA. Well, also, squeezing the ever-living life out of my apples I have. Oh, boy! Oh, boy, 8 p.m. indeed. What a prime time to be enjoying the beverages. Okay. I'm going to be really slow with this because I'm trying to do my final pressing. And I don't want too many squirts. Which I have gotten a fair amount of squirts, and those fair amount of squirts have turned into a sticky situation in the shop. And I'm not sure how I feel about having a sticky situation in the shop, because I don't. At times I don't mind the mess, but at other times it's like I have to clean this up, and that's the part that concerns me. I don't like it when I have to think about those things. Woo! But yeah, that's mostly what today's been is. Ha! I wouldn't know. Simply because I'm single. I have to do all my hard work. I have to do everything. There is no division of labor in my household. But you know what? That's okay, because I don't have to be surprised by brunch plans. I wonder why I'm single. Like, I spent my morning in the woods today. Would a wife be okay with that? Probably not. Because she would be like, hey, I need you to do the honeydew list. And it's like, What if I don't want to do the honeydew list? Woo! Wow. Now, I'm not getting the greatest amount of juice out of this, but hell's bells. The juice that's here is far more flavorful. Wow. That just... Okay, well... I see you wish to take your time, Fruit Press. Granted, I'm sure the apples at the bottom are like, oh no, the incredible pressure. I recommend using honey. Ooh, honey for body. You know what? I actually do have a little bit of honey, so I like that idea. I do like that idea. Simply because I actually have the honey. And, well, I was hoping to have... I was at least hoping to hit 4 gallons, and I don't even think I'm gonna... I might hit 2 gallons. So, yeah. I do have a little bit of honey laying around I could use. Now, this is kind of a venture, if you will, for me. Like today. Because today is my first foray, well, my first, like, proper bit of getting into cider making. And cider making is a new frontier for me. I have done fruit wine. I have plenty of experience with beer. This is cider's new, and then mead is like my final frontier of home brewing. Whew. Granted, we're definitely getting to the point. Of, oh man, mead's crazy. I mean, mead is fermented on the same time scales as wine is, which I think is like the big crazy with the mead. Whereas like cider, you can make cider on the same time scales you make beer, almost essentially. I mean, it's good fresh too. Yeah. Yep. The pressing is... It's definitely getting into its more challenging parts, but you know what? That just, hey, the more work I put in the pressure on this, the more flavor that comes out of here and ends up in there, and that is where I want the flavor. Because honestly, if I end up with a good amount of flavor in here, coupled with like some honey and cinnamon, that's probably going to produce a really fine alcoholic beverage. Now, granted, I should have made this. Just make sure they had spices during the second ferment. Well, at least that's the good thing. Spices are just a lot like dry hops, where you just add them during the second ferment. Wow. Now, I should have positioned this a little bit closer to the edge. Because, while I do have a drippage, my actual drippage is a little bit far back than what I was intending. Woo! Hang out. Stay there for a little while. But yeah. Absolute tons of apple flavor to do. I mean, technically, I could put a fair amount of pulp into my fermenter here. And that pulp can help flavor the cider, but I don't think I'm going to go that route. Just because I want to be very purist. This time around. Oh. Well, I am definitely... Whoa. One time I made a pear cider that turned out to be 2/3 pulp that wouldn't settle, or maybe 1/3. Oh, wow. Well, here's the thing. Like, a little bit of pulp's okay. A lot of bit of pulp's not okay. Is where I think the line is best drawn. Oh. Wow. We're reaching the limits of... Give me my chunky cider you afterwards. Okay, so we have a dwarf who likes his cider. Good. Whew. Grand level of energy. This is taking the press is getting more and more intense. Lag rip. Oh, God. Ugh. Granted, that's one of the problems when I really crank down on this. It really causes this to move a lot. And when it moves a lot, oh boy. does it not do things? Which, by the way, I can finally see my marker down on my bucket down here. Yeah. I'm not even anywhere close to... I'm not even close to 2 gallons, which I was really hoping I would at least be at 3, so... Ugh. Release the pressure. Woo! Whew! I'm still sure there's plenty of more value to be had. I mean, like, look, I still got, look at all this squeeze out I got. Some people use frozen concentrate to reach volume. Yeah. Yeah. I was just gonna go with, because I was just gonna go with whole cider apples. Woo! Just because I wanted that full flavor experience. Granted, I don't really see anything too terribly wrong with my adorns process. Whoop, here. Other than... Holy smokes. This is... This is really tight. I mean, you can see closer than sugar. Yep. Yep. Which, by the way, for those who don't know, back in ye olden Europe, they would actually use big mill grindstones for cider making. Oh. Because I'm just right now trying to just press stuff, take stuff, and just... But yeah, the idea of making millstone sounds like fun. Sounds like a lot of fun. There's actually a lot of parts in like parts of France where you'll find these like grindstones set up. And the grindstones aren't set up for grain. They're actually set up to press cider apples. Because you take a 1,000-pound stone and roll it over some apples, man, you're going to press the ever-living pulp out of it. Which, speaking of pressing the ever-living pulp out of this, yeah. This has been the most labor-intensive alcohol I have ever made. And right now I'm staring at 2 gallons of alcohol. Ugh. The things I do to get alcohol from a tree, man. That's why the normies get their alcohol out of, like, grasses and stuff. This is why I had a bunch of kids to press stuff. So, we're going to go for one more pressing. Just to get as reasonable amount of stuff out as we can. Great, I can hear it screaming. It's in pain. That means I'm doing a good job. Whew. Come on. Now, I really should have done a better job of positioning this. Because it's far too easy for that spigot to miss my bucket. Gives good time for tannin extraction. Yes! Yes! Oh man, you get it. Because if you don't get that sweet tannin extraction, you don't really get like the full flavor profile. Oh, my hands. Ah! Paper towels! Save me! Save me from myself. Please. Oh yeah, that's better. And then also, and this is kind of one of the things where I don't mind getting a little bit of pulp into my thing. I really have to work myself on my fermenter. Ugh. Ay. So, okay, everyone. Position the edges of your feet as close to the edge of the thing you're screwing them into to make your life as easy as possible. Because I have no leeway. I have none. And it sucks. It really sucks. Also, another one of my viewpoints is I'm extracting more of the flavor of the apples. Been there, done that. Okay, good. Good to know that my experience is not just only my experience. Granted, this actually is... I'm not getting the greatest level of resistance out of this. So I say, until just now. Whew. I think I'm just going to let that set. I'm going to let that set. And then just let that push it onto my... Because my... my collector bucket is currently sitting on cardboard. And that's kind of a precarious spot for it to be. So, yeah. Granted, we were at 1 3/4 gallon. We're at 1 3/4 gallon right now. And I desperately would love to hit 2. This is going to be a little bit too much of a fight. Gremlin noises. And then follow up by you. There we go. There we go. We now have leeway. Two hours and 20 pounds of apples with an auger with... If I was using an auger, I would only need like 20 pounds? Oh my gosh, I want that. I want that so bad. Where's my footy? Where's my... Oh, there's my footy. I see you. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. It's just... Woo. Like, this is my first time doing this, so... I was fully expecting, like, some manner of, oh dear God, what have I done to myself? Because that's what happens when you do things for the first time, is you usually achieve some level of, dear God, what have I done to myself? And today is no exception. Granted, moving those screws has made my life so much easier. Come on, press. I mean, granted, honestly, the amount... So, I have nearly 14 gallons of apple solids in this press right now. In terms of what I started off with. I am very happy with the results I've achieved. I am exceedingly happy with the results I've achieved. Whew. Whew. And now, granted, there's still a lot more pressing to be done, but I am definitely getting my apple value's worth out of my apples. I certainly can't complain about this. So, yeah, no complaints are going to be had. Absolutely none. Other than the fact that this is making me winded. But I do think after the end of today, I will be at a solid 2 gallons. You're definitely getting more tannins, yes. And that's going to contribute a lot more flavor. And the slight oxygenation might give some character. Yeah. But yeah. Hey, if I end up with something that is like full of flavor, but then I have to like dilute, then it's not going to be bad. Because at this point in time, everything I'm doing is a learning experience, you know? A very sweet learning experience. Knowledge is power. Yes. Yes. That is the primary goal, is to figure out, okay, if I press this amount of apples, how much flavor do I get out of it? That is the question. I want to make more beer in the future. Maybe we exchange notes. Hey, 1 second. 1 second. Okay. So, currently, I have brewed 62 batches of beer. My last batch of beer I brewed was my classic, once a year, Commenting Corners Pale Ale. And I call this the Commenting Corners Pale Ale because it's Comet hops, the variety. And I call it Commenting Corners because all the hops for this beer, I grow myself. And I gotta say, it looks like I threw a nice solid 4 ounces. Honestly, it might have been closer to 5 ounces of hops at this beer. Holy smokes, this beer turned out really good. I'm very happy with how this year's homebrew with homegrown hops turned out. That turned out really, really, really well. And I am more than happy to exchange notes on beer. Beer is a lot more in my wheelhouse than cider. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with IPAs. Mostly because I like the varieties of beer that have a good little bit of flavor to them, but are also fairly drinkable. So I am a huge fan of Oktoberfest. I am a big fan of Kolsch. Oktoberfest and Kolsch kind of are like the front runners. I do like myself a good Hefeweizen in addition to pale ales. Pale ales are really good too. Amber ale, which at some point this month I'll be making an amber ale because that's kind of like my traditional, one of my more like traditional winter beers is making an amber ale. I do like myself a good amber. Something with a little bit more malt character. Well, speaking of malt character, I mean, that's basically what a black IPA is hey, we threw a whole bunch of... A black IPA is basically what happens when you throw a whole bunch of hops at a porter. You know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. But I'm more of a fan of lighter beer styles in terms of ABV, but the flavor is there. There's good little bits of flavor there. Whew. That thing is definitely starting to feel like it's warping. So, we might be getting close to... I reckon we're getting pretty close to the limit of what we can do with the press. I'm sure I can still get more turns out of it. But now we are getting a fair bit of good. Fair bit of a good drop out of it. Granted, not really looking forward to cleaning all the equipment. If you char some of the pulp, are you talking about like charring like over a fire or something? Oh wow, wowzies, that's getting really tight. Oh, on the stove. Now, granted, I am very much interested in trying some of this pulp after I'm done, but what I think I'm going to do is keep cranking it down, keep trying to see. Now, I have actually lost sight of my plates. Like, they are just gone now. Underneath the sea of goodness. I ran the pulp through that and aged 50 days, and it was the best cider I ever made. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. But yeah, I'm just... If I end up with a product I'm reasonably happy with, I'm going to be happy with, you know? Whew. I put that level of effort into it. Spock, you're a genius. No, I don't have a beer handy, but I do have my last caramel cider, so I'll see what this does for me. Woo! Ah! Oh my gosh. So, I traditionally do not like caramelly things, but man, like some caramel in a cider? Wowzers! Chug it! No! 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 Alcohol is meant to be appreciated for its flavor. I am very hard knocks at that. Like, alcohol is not a thing you chug. It is not a thing you enjoy the thing. Like, because here's the thing. Regardless of who you are, where you're at on the lifespan, on the timeline of life, alcohol's a poison. That's a fact. Alcohol is a poison. That's a fact. But hey, we can, just because we're here doesn't mean we have to be here for a long time. We can be here for a good time. And alcohol has its role in that. But it's good for the soul. Yes. But hey, we can have some spice with our life. But if that spice is going to hurt the amount of life we have, it needs to be savored. That is something that is very close and personal to this individual. Is like, hey, if you're going to be consuming beverages that are harmful to yourself, Like, seriously, enjoy the flavor. Like, hey, if you don't like Jägermeister, don't drink Jägermeister. If you don't like the taste of wine, don't drink wine. If you don't like beer, don't drink beer. But if you like something else, by all means, enjoy the beverage that is good for you. Well, that you personally enjoy in consuming. Because, like, here's the thing. Once again, to reiterate my earlier point, if you're going to consume poison, which is alcohol, consume a poison that you personally prefer to enjoy and honestly savor it at the end of the day. And that's the end of my PSA. Is that if you're gonna poison yourself, like, at least enjoy the process. Like chugging has no room here. I don't like carbonated things in most alcohols. Hey, you know what, Kuma? Good for you. All the more easier it is for you to take care of yourself without consuming beverages. Now, granted, though, myself, and I'm sure a great number of people here, do enjoy their beverages. And to that, I say, yeah. More water for me. I mean, hey. This is my water container. This holds like nearly a gallon of water. Like, yes, I'm going to drink my cider, but on the other hand, I balance. Balancing is very important, especially if you don't wish to hate yourself in the morning. And I really cannot hate myself in the morning because I have to stream tomorrow morning. So yes, I have to be a responsible VTuber. I can't just like ruin myself tonight. Regardless of how much I want to, because of dear goodness gracious, this has been like such a level of effort. That's what's great about home. The great thing about homebrew is you can drink more of it without hangover. Honestly, so in my personal opinion, the best thing about homebrew is a lot of beer styles are very seasonal. At least as far as like breweries release the beers. But when you're a homebrewer, if I want to drink Oktoberfest in the depths of February, well, by golly gosh, I can drink Oktoberfest in February. Because I can just make Oktoberfest in December, bottle it, let it bottle condition, and bada bang, bada boom. It is February, and it's Valentine's Day, and you know what? I'm going to love myself with some Oktoberfest because that's the kind of guy I am. That's the best thing about being a home brewer, is you can enjoy what you wish to enjoy when you want to enjoy it, as long as you're thinking a month and a half out. Owie. But yeah, that's literally the best thing about being a home brewer, is like, yes, and you can age it. And I also think that's like another fun benefit of being a home brewer is you get to like you know what your beer tastes like when it comes out of the fermenter and into the bottles. And then once you put it in the bottles, then you can taste it at like 1 week in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, a month, 6 weeks, whatever. Like, you really, really learn how a beer ages and how it gains character as it ages. Which, when you're shopping for beer and you can just like pick stuff out, boy oh boy, can you make some very informed decisions based off like how the beer changes with age. Also, I'm sadly allergic to most fruit. Oh gosh. Then there's probably a lot of stuff that can kill you in here. Because this container started out with, well, let me put it this way. I have probably 60 plus pounds of apples in here. But the juice is down in a container down here that I've been like pressing the ever living life out of. Granted, I do have a friend and my friend, his sister, cannot consume strawberries because she's allergic to strawberries. And yeah. Granted, I could not imagine being allergic to like most fruit. Like I could definitely understand being like allergic to like 1 or 2 fruits, but most fruits is like, oof. It's kind of like a rough life, man. Like you don't get to like not enjoying apples is one thing, but if you can at least enjoy like a good banana, like that's one thing. Oh, I get my vitamin C from like vitamin C candy. Okay, I see that. I actually get a lot of vitamin C from the Ito En tea brand. They actually put a lot of vitamin C into their teas, and I drink 1 Ito En once a day. And I'm sure I get a pretty good amount. Well, honestly, because I think one bottle, it's like 16.8 ounces or something. Of that is like at least over 200% of my vitamin C intake. That coupled with the other things I enjoy makes me pretty good on vitamin C. Now, granted, comparing vitamin C to candy, back when I was a youngster, me and some of my other young family members, we would actually, like, vitamin C was like vitamin C, like the tablets were like candy. Oh, the way I get my vitamin C is from vitamin C candy. So, like, here in the US, you can, like, buy vitamin C tablets, but, like, I genuinely think they're, like, candy. And as a kid, I would just, like, consume them as candy, because it's just, like, ooh, this is citrusy, and it's in small tablet form, and I can easily consume it. I was like, man, this is very candy-y. Yeah, this is pretty much candy. in my eye, it's pretty much candy. At least as a kid. At least as a kid. Oh, there it is. There you are, Cider. Okay, let's see how many presses. Let's see how many turns we can get out of this. Because it is getting wretchedly tight. It is getting wretchedly tight. Not sure what I was thinking going outside, but I was a kid. Sir, I was a kid. I did a lot of dumb things as a kid. And one of my peak dumb things I did as a kid is my uncle owned a mob of emus. And let's see, I was probably like in 3rd grade. And 3rd grade me was just like, oh, I'm in this field of emus. And these birds are bigger than me. But I am going to assert myself over them because, I am a human. I have the brain. I can do things. And then dumb kid Sugi cornered one of the emus in the pen. Like a corner between the fence and part of a barn. And kid me was like, ha, dumb emu. I am human and very, I have very much brains, and you're big dumb bird. What are you going to do about this situation, big dumb bird? And the big dumb bird looked at little Sugi and said, beep beep. And I got coyote'd by an emu. And after peeling myself off the dirt, it was like, okay, there's a life lesson there. Don't pick fights with birds bigger than you. And that's how I learned the life lesson of don't pick fights with birds bigger than you. Because if a bird's bigger than you, then it's just going to run straight over you. And you're just going to be like, oh God, this headache. Why do I have this headache? And then it's like, oh, you got trampled by a bird bigger than you. Oh. I probably shouldn't do that again. But yeah, that's how I learned to not pick fights with birds bigger than me. But now I am fully grown and fully middle-aged. And there's no more birds bigger than me. My brother threw a big stone over the car and hit me in the head. Oh, man. That is certainly a way to get a head injury. So, when I was a youngster, I was hanging out with some friends, and one of my friends was, they were just digging a hole. They were digging a hole, and then kid me tried to pick a fight with Mr. Spock. We do not wish to acknowledge those creatures, and by any means, we do not, under any circumstances, want to deal with those creatures. Like, goodness gracious, like, earlier this year, I was actually on the roof of a warehouse installing an AC, and like, I'm just here, I'm on this roof, I am by myself, by the way, and I'm just doing my thing, I'm just a guy doing my job, and then all of a sudden, I hear footsteps coming, and I'm like, oh, footsteps, okay, what's going on? Turns, and then I see a Canadian goose approaching me. And then I'm like, okay. Canadian goose is approaching me. Looks up at sky. It's a nice partly cloudy day. At least it is an absolutely fantastic day, weather-wise, to die. Because it's like, okay, I'm alone on a roof with a Canadian goose. I'm just gonna die. Like that, like that's what's gonna happen. I mean, granted, it didn't happen because I'm here now, but in the moment, it was just like, oh, me, Canadian goose, roof, by ourselves, and regardless of how many amount of tools I have around me, I'm just, well, royally fucked. I am just gonna get royally messed up by this Canadian goose. And also, hello, Yoshiharu. Oh, don't be sorry you're late. Don't be sorry you're late, because right now I'm kind of just letting the press and getting whatever levels of apple flavor that I get out of it is levels of apple flavor I get out of it, because, well, I don't think I'm gonna get a whole lot of good stuff out of it. I was expecting more, but honestly, looking at the color of the liquid I have, holy smokes, is this gonna probably be good cider. I am very optimistic this is actually, at the end of the day, gonna be good cider. Now, I was talking about emus at one point, and I was wondering if I had any additional remarks regarding the emus, other than getting my ass kicked by emus. No, I didn't. I don't have any more remarks. Other than as a young lad, I had my rear end handed to me by a bird larger than me. And I thought I could beat the bird that was bigger than me, and the bird showed me where I belonged on the pecking order. Underneath its talons. Which was fine. But also getting back into, like, shenanigans I got into as a kid. So, yeah, yes, that was the thing I wanted to get into. Haggleforth talked about his brother throwing a stone over a car and hitting him in the head. So, one of my friends was actually digging a hole. And little Sugi and little Sugi's complete lack of wisdom was like, okay, my friend is here. He's digging the hole. I wish to take progress of the hole. So I literally stuck my head right over the hole, and then the shovel came up and hit me square right between the eyebrows and the head. And boy, oh boy, did I lose so much blood that day. It was just like, bang, shovel to the middle of the head, and lots of blood was coming out, and it was like, oh, I need a parental adult who's preferably my mom to address this situation. And that's what basically ended up happening. Is me going to my mom and just having like blood gush out of my head, and just being like, "Hey, mom, I need some bandages." And my mom, being my mom, just freaks out. She's like, "Oh no." Oh no. So I actually I don't have a lump, but I do have a scar from that, because like, so the shovel that hit me was a D-spade like this. this is the part of the D-spade that hit me. And this, like, here's the thing. I was so incredibly thorough in my checking of the status of the hole. This part of the shovel hit me clean between the eyebrows and opened up the skin. So I actually have like a nice little like scar that's like about yay big. But like I took a very, very clean hit. You want to know how I got these scars? So that's kind of like the dumbest scar that I got based off things I did. Granted, this is actually a fun scar. Mostly because this required surgery at a period of time in my life where it was dangerous to get surgery. So, here's my... What, is that my ring finger? Well, no, this is the ring finger of my right hand. So, you can kind of see there's a line there right at the middle of the fingernail. And then that line continues well, actually. Bend it around. And then it kind of continues to the other side. So here's ring finger, the ring finger. The end of this ring finger got cut off in a doorway after my dad woke me up from a nap when I was 11 months old. So when I was 11 months old, I had the tip of this finger cut off. Like, it was just, like, this part of my finger was actually just, like, hanging off by a flap of skin. But yeah, what happened was I was a wee little 11-month-year-old human. And my dad woke me up from a nap. Because I had a nap. Because naps are good when you're at that age. And I have no idea how I got this finger into a door jamb. But I got this finger into a door jamb. And then my dad closed the door behind himself, thinking like, oh, hey, my like little human is behind me. The little human was not behind him. So the door jamb cut into my finger, and yeah, my dad was on thin ice with my mom. I mean, as far as the nerves, like, I feel that. Like, I feel it. It doesn't feel, like, as sensitive. But, I mean, really the biggest thing that I notice is the fingernails, like, a little weird. It's, like, a little bit elongated. But past that, because the fingers that are touching each other are like the same finger. And you can see that the one that got cut off is like very elongated. Yeah, that's like the biggest. Like it's definitely more aesthetic versus like feeling in I could like do things with my hands. Like this childhood injury had zero impact on... Wait, your fingers are long. Oh boy, Yoshinaru, you have... Wait, no, this... Actually, I don't know where you're from, Yoshinaru, but... So, I need to get the... Yeah. You know what? So here is all the units. So one side is inches, and then the other side is centimeters. So this is my index finger. So if I put my index finger to my knuckle, is at least 3.5 inches to the at least 9 centimeters for my index finger, and this is my right hand. Whereas, like the spread of my fingernails, my fingers is, I have obnoxiously large fingers for someone of my height. Like, let's see, my height in centimeters is like 171, but I'm a very I'm trying to think, what's the name of that called? So there's that one Da Vinci painting where it's like the person, and he's got like 2 sets of arms and 2 sets of legs. It's like the Dervenia Man or something. One of the points of the painting is your wingspan from like fingertip of one hand to the fingertip of the other hand is supposed to be like your height. So my height in centimeters is like 171, but from fingertip to fingertip, I'm like 191. I have obnoxiously long limbs, but on a short body, which coincidentally makes my like IRL body proportions like incidentally very anime. I have very anime body proportions. I have obnoxiously large hands, which admittedly kind of suck. And the suck is small tools and small things are like really hard for me to hold. And it's like, if I'm dealing with like the small screws I was having to grab to assemble the fruit crusher, those suck. I don't like holding small things. I like really big things. Like, I personally think this is a very standard sized knife. Well, this very standard sized knife is very... It's not small, but it's smaller than what I would like within my hand. Like, it's definitely at the level I can use, but I would like a larger handle for it to be, like, really comfortable. And that's kind of how I am. That is just how I am built. Is I'm just kind of sort of built anime. Bye. I mean, yeah, this is actually the same knife I use for most of my campfire cooking streams. This is actually a knife I got as part of a knife set from a work luncheon once upon a time. And I just decided, because this knife is black, it'd be a good knife to use for campfire cooking streams. Oh gosh. Okay. So, there's only so many squeezes I can get out of this press. And honestly, we're nearing 3 hours, which I genuinely did not think. I'd call that good. Yeah. Yep. Definitely think I'm getting my apple's worth of cider out of this. Especially considering I gave it all that squeezing in. I'm not getting a really super great flowing of juice. Granted. Honestly. You know what? I like being a degenerate. I'm gonna have a little bit of appley goodness. Oh, it's dry, but it's good. You know what? It's literally dry applesauce. It's a dry applesauce. Which makes sense. That's essentially what it is. It's a dry applesauce. Man. I want to freeze that. That's how they make it. Oh, man. Oh, but it's technically a waste product. Hello, now I want apples. Oh my goodness gracious. You do not want apples, because... Shucks, the amount of work it took for me. Homemade tastes nothing like it. Look, hey man. Hey man. I don't know about what era you grew up in, but for me personally, when I was a youngster, no school lunchbox was complete without some applesauce. Like, every school lunchbox always had to have, like, a small container of applesauce plus a peanut butter sandwich. That's how I grew up. Peanut butter sandwich, thing of applesauce, a bag of baby carrots, plus a banana. That was my standard elementary school lunch. That was my standard elementary school lunch. Was those things. Okay. So now we're going to do some additions to the juice because, well, the juice is the important part. So, first off, I have good old pectic enzyme. This is going to break down the pectic enzyme and keep us from having weird stuff happening. And it only takes a little bit of that. Only a little bit of that. Next up is the potassium Campton tablets. Now for these, you add 1 per gallon. I have roughly 2 gallons of goodness, so I'm going to be generous and say 3 of these guys. Now, what these do... So, the pectic enzyme destroys the pectic enzyme chemicals that cause things that should be in alcohol from turning into a jam. For these guys, what they do is this is our sanitizer. This keeps the... Basically, this is going to destroy all the bugaboos that we don't want to infect our cider because, well, we basically have made sugar water out of apples just now. And boy, oh boy, do bugaboos love sugar water. Made out of some random fruit that they're probably already on. So, we're going to go ahead, throw all that stuff in. I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to throw a towel over it overnight, and then at some point tomorrow, I'm going to add some sugar and water, get it up to 5 gallons, and pitch yeast, which actually, I have my yeast. Just because I have the yeast. So we are going with 11 EC 1118. This is going to be the yeast that we're going to be using for the cider. This was a one that was recommended to me online, and also one my homebrew shop had, which I will say this about the homebrew shop that I have. I have one of the greatest homebrew shops that a homebrewer such as myself could have access to. Like, they have so many things. Like, the yeast selection they have is, like, truly top notch. Because what I was looking up online was either this from this brand or I think it was their 171B1188. And they didn't have the 17. My homebrew shop did not have the 171B1188. They just had the 71. They had the 71B. It'll be dry and neutral. Yeah. That's what's going to happen with this style of yeast. It's not going to have a whole lot. It may not have, like, the greatest amount of character, which, depending on how ambitious I wish to be, I might want to, like, add a couple of scoops of this pulp to my thing down here to just have a little bit more additional, like, tannins and flavor. But I think this will be really good, especially if I ferment the cider, then kill the ferment, and then add a little bit more sugar to create, like, a semi-sweet. I think that's going to be my best that's my best path forward. There's way too many things. That's my best path forward, I think. So, I'm reasonably optimistic. Well, yeah, I'm fairly... No, scratch the reasonably optimistic. I'm fairly optimistic I'll actually end up with something that's pretty good. So. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So, that's gonna have to be something. I just had a friend message me, and they actually asked me a very deep question. So, I'm gonna read that text and come up with a reasonable answer. Now, I genuinely cannot believe I spent nearly 3 hours on this stream, with most of those 3 hours just pressing fruit. So, I will say sorry that this isn't actually much of the cider making process. a lot of what was done today was essentially prep work, especially if you're working with whole apples. Because when you're working with whole apples, you have to cut them, you then have to crush them, grind them, and then you get to press them. Then you get to make your juice, and then you have to prepare your juice to then be used and made into cider. So it's cider making is definitely a little bit more of a process versus beer brewing. Beer brewing is you can do a brew day and then you let it ferment for a little bit and bada banga, bada boom. Then you have to, well, bada bang, bada boom, you have beer and then you package it. Where cider is a little bit more heavy in the process, which is definitely how I feel at this point in time with this is it has been a lot more heavy on process, which is admittedly fine. It is admittedly more than fine, because, well, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna carve new territory in beer in just general alcohol making, unless I actually cut for some new territory. So, and today was generally my first foray into this world. So, I have a little bit of adjacent experience, but this is still very much something that's new to me. And you know what? I feel like today turned out a solid alright, considering the sheer amount of prep work it took. Because these two 7-gallon containers, I had these very nearly 100% full of quartered apples that then got pressed into the solids that are currently remaining in this container right now. That tastes really good, though. But yeah. Oh, okay. So I have to stream tomorrow morning, so I want to wrap this up and also get today cleaned up and then also kind of get a little bit ready for tomorrow. So, my name is Sugi Yamagawa. Thank you very much for tuning in today. And I hope all of you have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And hopefully I'll see you all on the next one. But yeah, next stream is going to be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. EST. We're going to be doing a campfire cooking stream. I'm going to be making creamy potato soup. Tilt the thing forward to get all the juice. Yeah. I'm going to definitely be doing that because it's a lot easier to fiddle with this and be micromanagey once I don't have to worry about doing a face reveal. So rest assured, I'm going to definitely do everything I can to get all the amount of juice out of this. But with all that said, have a good rest of your day, everyone, and see you around. Wait. Wait, where's... Oh, there you go. Bye-bye.